Daf Yomi, Tractate Sanhedrin, page 54b, top of the page, with the words Onesh Shemanu, Azar Minayin. Talmud Lomar vet Zachar lo tishkav mishkevei isha to'evahi. We have learned that the punishment for homosexual intercourse, but from where is the prohibition derived? The verse states, and you should, meaning the warning. Where's the warning derived, I think? Azar minayin. I think that's what it means. The verse states, and you shall not lie with a male as with a woman, is an abomination, Leviticus 18:22. Lemadnu azara leshochev, azara lenishkav minayin, Talmud lomar lo yeh kadesh mibnei Yisrael, ve'omer gam kadesh haya ba'aretz, asu kechol hatoevot hagoyim asher horish. The Gomer Divrei Rabbi Ishmael. We have learned from here the prohibition for the one who engages in homosexual intercourse actively. From where do we derive the prohibition for one who engages in homosexual intercourse passively? The verse states, there shall not be a sodomite, a Chadash, among the children of Israel. Deuteronomy 23:18. And another verse cited to clarify the meaning of the term Chadash states, and there were sodomites in the land. They did according to all the abominations of the nations which the Lord drove out before the children of Israel. 1 Kings 14:24. This is the statement of Rabbi Yishmael. Rabbi Akiva Omer, Einu tzarich, hare hu Omer, ve'et zachar lo tishkav mishkevei isha, k'rebe lo tishkav. Rabbi Akiva says, It is not necessary to derive this halacha from the verse, there shall not be a sodomite. Rather, it says, and you shall not lie with a male as with a woman. Read into the verse, you shall not enable your being lain by a male. Behema minalan titanu abanan ish prat lekoton. The Gemara asks, from where do we derive that one who engages in intercourse with an animal is liable to receive capital punishment? It is as the sages taught. And if a man lies with an animal, he shall be put to death, and you shall kill the animal. Leviticus 20:15. The word man excludes a minor boy. The phrase lies with an animal is referring to any animal, whether old or young. Mot yumat beskila. Ata omer beskila. O eno ela ba'achat mikol mitot amot betorah. Nemar kan tarogu. Nemar lan ki harag teragenu. Mal hal beskila afkan beskil. The phrase shall be put to death refers to execution by stoning. Do you say that they are executed by stoning, or is it rather by one of all the other types of death penalty that are stated in the Torah? It is stated here, you shall kill, and it is stated there with regard to an enticer, but you shall kill him, and you shall stone him with stones, and he shall die. Deuteronomy 13:10 and 11. Just as there the verse states that an enticer executed by stoning, so to here, one who engages in bestiality is executed by stoning. Lamadnu onesh leshochev, onesh lenishkav minalan, Talmud lomar kol shochev im behema mot yumat, im eno inyan leshochev, teneu inyan lenishkav. We have learned the punishment for one who engages in bestiality actively, but from where do we derive the punishment for one who engages in bestiality passively? The verse states, whoever lies with an animal shall be put to death. Exodus 22:18. If this verse is not needed for the matter of the one who actively lies with an animal, meaning a male who sexually penetrates an animal, apply it to the matter of the one who causes an animal to lie with him. by being penetrated by the animal. Well, this is okay. In other words, any type of intercourse with an animal is punishable by death. למדנו עונש בין לשוכב בין לנשכב, עזר מניין תבלומה, וכל בהמה לא תיתן שכבך לטמא בה. We have therefore learned the punishment for both one who engages in bestiality actively and one who engages in bestiality passively. But from where is the prohibition derived? The verse states, "And you shall not lie with any animal to defile yourself with it." Leviticus 18:23. L'madnu azar shachav, anishkav minayin tavaloma lo yeh kadesh b'bnei Yisrael. V'omer gam kadesh haya ba'aretz divrei Rabbi Yishmael. We have learned the prohibition for one who engages in bestiality actively. From where do we derive the prohibition for one who engages in bestiality passively? The verse states, "There shall not be a kadesh among the children of Israel." And another verse states, "And there were also kadesh in the land," which shows that anyone who engages in intercourse in a way that is like the abominations of the nations is called a kadesh. This is the statement of Rabbi Yishmael. Rabbi Kiva Omer, Einu tzarich, Harehu Omer, lo titen shachnecha, shchavtacha, lo titen shechivatcha. Rabbi Kiva says it is not necessary to derive the halacha from prohibiting passively engaging in bestiality from this verse. Rather, it says, "You shall not lie," shechach which can be read as follows: "You shall not enable your being lain with." Okay, haba zachu, ve'eviad zachu. The Gemara discusses cases to which these halachic expositions are relevant. What is the halacha of one who unwittingly engages in intercourse with a male and unwittingly causes a male to engage in intercourse with him within one lapse of awareness, meaning without realizing in the interim that these two behaviors are forbidden? Is he considered to have transgressed two separate prohibitions and therefore liable to bring two sin offerings? Or is he considered to have transgressed one prohibition twice and liable to bring only one sin offering? Amar Rabbi Abahu l'divrei Rabbi Yishmael chayav shtayim. Chada milo tishkav v'chada milo yeh kadesh. L'divrei Rabbi Kiva eino chayav ela achas. Lo tishkav chadahi. Rabbi Abahu says, according to the statement of Rabbi Yishmael, he is liable for transgressing two different prohibitions. One is derived from the verse, "You shall not lie," and the other one is derived from the verse, "There shall not be a sodomite," which includes one who engages in homosexual intercourse passively. But according to the statement of Rabbi Akiva, he is liable for only one prohibition, as the prohibitions of "You shall not lie" and "You shall not enable your being lain with tishka" are one statement in the verse. Habal behema ve'ev behema lav, amarei ba'u divrei Yishmael chayav shtayim. Chada milo titen shchavtecha, ve'echad milo yeh kadesh. Divrei Rabbi Akiva eino chayav ela achas, shchavtecha u'shchivatcha chadahi. Similarly, with regard to one who unwittingly engages in intercourse with an animal and then unwittingly causes an animal to engage in intercourse with him within one lapse of awareness, Rabbi Bahu says, according to the statement of Rabbi Yishmael, he is liable for transgressing two different prohibitions. One is derived from the verse, "You shall not lie," and the other one is derived from the verse, "There shall not be a sodomite." But according to the statement of Rabbi Akiva, he is liable for only one prohibition, as the prohibitions of "You shall not lie" and "You shall not enable your being lain with" are one statement in the verse. Abaya Omar afilu l'divrei Rabbi Yishmael nami eino chayav ela achas dichtiv lo yeh b'cha kadesh b'gavri kativ. Abaye says, even according to the statement of Rabbi Yishmael, he is liable for only one prohibition, as when it is written, there shall not be a sodomite, it is written only with regard to intercourse with men, but not with regard to bestiality. Ella Rabbi Yishmael azar nishkav minale nafkele mikol shochev im behema mot yumat yemeno inyan leshochev tinei inyan hanishkav. The Gemara asks, but according to Abaye, from where does Rabbi Yishmael derive the prohibition for one who engages in bestiality passively? The Gemara answers, he derives it from the verse, whoever lies with an animal shall be put to death. If this verse is not needed for the matter of the one who actually lies with an animal, applied to the matter of the one who causes the animal to lie with him, and is derived from the fact that the merciful one expresses the halakha of one who engages in bestiality passively, using the term for one who engaged in bestiality actively. Just as with regard to one who engaged in bestiality actively, the Torah both punishes for his action and prohibits it, so too with regard to one who engages in bestiality passively, the Torah both punishes for this action and prohibits it. It's a lot. Hanirva lezachar v'nirva lebehema. Amar Rabbi Yehoshua l'divrei Rabbi Akiva chayav shtayim. Chada melo tishkav v'chada melo titein shaflicha. L'divrei Rabbi Yishmael eno chayav achas idi lo yekadeshu. With regard to the case of one who was unwittingly sodomized by a male, wow, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Unwittingly sodomized by a male, and then unwittingly one was one with whom an animal copulated within the lapse of awareness. Rabbi Bahu says that according to the statement of Rabbi Akiva, he is liable for transgressing two prohibitions. One is derived from the verse, "You shall not lie with a male," and the other one is derived from the verse, "You shall not lie with any animal." According to the statement of Rabbi Yishmael, he is liable for transgressing only one prohibition, as this prohibition and that prohibition are derived from the verse, "There shall not be a sodomite." Abaye Amar afilu l'divrei Rabbi Yishmael nami chayav shtayim dichtiv kol shochev im behema mot yumat im eno inyan leshochev tinehu inyan lenishkav v'yapik rachmana lenishkav bilashon shochev ma shochev anash v'hizir af nishkav anash v'hizir. Abaye says, even according to the statement of Rabbi Yishmael, he is liable for transgressing two prohibitions, as it is written, whoever lies with an animal shall be put to death. If the verse is not needed for the matter of one who engages in bestiality actively, as this prohibition is stated explicitly in the verse, "And you shall not lie with any animal," Leviticus 18:23, apply it to the matter of one who engages in bestiality passively. And it is derived from the fact that the merciful one expresses the halakha of one who engages in bestiality passively, using the term for one who engages in bestiality actively. Just as with regard to one who engages in bestiality actively, the Torah both punishes for this act and prohibits it, so too with regard to one who engages in bestiality passively, the Torah both punishes for this act and prohibits it. Aval habal zechur vevi zachar alav habal behema vevi behema alav ben Rabbi Abahu ben Abaye Rabbi Yishmael chayav shalosh Rabbi Akiva chayav shtayim. But with regard to one who unwittingly engages in intercourse with a male and then unwittingly causes a male to engage in intercourse with him, and who unwittingly engages in intercourse with an animal and then unwittingly causes an animal to engage in intercourse with him, performing all of these actions in one lapse of awareness, in this case, both according to Rabbi Abahu and according to Abaye, the halacha, according to the opinion of Rabbi Yishmael, is that he is liable for transgressing three prohibitions. the one mentioned above and the prohibition of there shall not be a sodomite, whereas according to the opinion of Rabbi Akiva, he is liable for transgressing only two prohibitions. Tanu Rabbanan. How much time do we have left here? Tanu Rabbanan. Zechur lo asu bo katan kegadol behema asu bo katana kegadoila. The sages taught with regard to intercourse with the male, the Torah does not deem a younger boy to be like an older boy. But with regard to intercourse with an animal, the Torah does deem a young animal to be like an old animal. Mai lo asu bo katan kegadol, amar Rav lo asu biat pachot miben tesha shanim, keben tesha shanim. ושמואל אמר לא עשו ביד פחות מבין 3 שנים כבין 3 שנים. The Gemara asks, what does it mean that the Torah does not deem a younger boy to be like an older boy? Rav says it means that the Torah does not deem the intercourse of one who is less than 9 years old to be like the intercourse of one who is at least 9 years old. As for a male's act of intercourse to have the legal status of full-fledged intercourse, the minimum age is 9 years. And Shmuel says the Torah does not deem the intercourse of a child who is less than 3 years to be like that of one who is 3 years old. I mean, I'm just making a disclaimer here. I'm just reading the Talmud. I mean, some people can probably take this piece of Talmud and just say that these rabbis are like thinking about pedophilia, but I just want to say that I'm reading the Talmud. I would just say my comment is that they were just really super technical. They just wanted to really know every aspect of the law, even these really like nitty gritty, like nasty things. They want to know the law about it, and then this can be misinterpreted by people out there who want to defame the Talmud and stuff, which I can see partially, but at any rate, we're not in this era anymore. I'll just say that we're not in this era. We're living in an age of grace, and we're living in an age of all this stuff is now. Unfortunately, all this stuff happens, but at this point in time, everything is taken care of at the hands of heaven, B'dei Shemayim, and so I think that's my comment on that. But my comifligi Rav savar kol iseg b'shoichev iseg benishkav kol les b'shoichev les benishkav. The Gemara asks, with regard to what principle do Rav and Shmuel disagree? The Gemara answers, Rav holds that any halacha that applies to one who engages in intercourse actively applies to one who engages in intercourse passively. And any halacha that does not apply to one who engages in intercourse actively does not apply to one who engages in intercourse passively. Therefore, just as one who engages in intercourse actively is not liable if he is less than 9 years old, as the intercourse of such a child does not have the halachic status of intercourse, so too, if a child who is less than 9 years old engages in homosexual intercourse passively, the one who engages in intercourse with him is not liable. Ushmuel savar mishka ve'isha ksiv. And Shmuel holds, it is written, and you shall not lie with a male as with a woman, indicating that the halacha of a male who engages in intercourse passively is like that of a woman, just as the intercourse of a woman has the halachic status of intercourse from when she is 3 years old. The same is true with regard to a male who engages in intercourse passively. Consequently, in Shmuel's opinion, one who engages in intercourse with a male who is older than 3 is liable. But younger than 3 is not liable. That would be a real problem for whoever is criticizing these Talmuds. They say that you're only liable if it's 3, but if you engage with someone under 3, you're not liable. I think that's. But I'm going to leave it at that. Tanya kavasi derav zachar ben tesha shnayim yom echad. It is taught in Braita, in accordance with the opinion of Rav, one who engages in homosexual intercourse with a male aged 9 years and 1 day. Okay. That's 54b for you, folks. Or 54, Sanhedrin 54.